I asked my subscribers if they'll go on a trip planned by AI or get a travel planner. Only 20% voted for AI. Over the next few days, I'm going to be entrusting my travel life in the hands of the AI called CHAT GPT. I asked CHAT GPT what CHAT GPT is, and it had all of this to say. In fewer words, CHAT GPT is an AI chatbot that knows a lot of things about a lot of things and has access to the open source of the internet and can learn a lot of things from chatting with you and providing answers to you. Rumor even has it that a lot of people in relationships depend on ChatGPT to write love messages, which they then copy and paste to their loved ones. So, if you haven't done that or struggling to write a love message, reach out to ChatGPT to do that for you. I just got denied visa. I just got the visa refusal, and it's cool. I mean, it's not the first time I'm getting a visa refusal, and thankfully, it's not from an African country, which would have been like way worse. I mean, I would have felt bad if another country on this continent denied me. I've actually been denied visas before within Africa. I got denied Kenya visa twice, but it's cool. I'm over that now, and I still wish to visit Kenya, but maybe at a later time when I heal from the trauma. Traveling with a Nigerian passport can be really difficult and stressful, having to deal with visa applications, refusals. With this passport that we hold, we have to put in like extra work to actually, explore even our own continent sometimes. I then decided to visit Benin Republic, which is just few hours away from Lagos, Nigeria, 3 hours by road, an hour by boat, and less than an hour by air. And the most interesting thing is I don't need a visa to visit Benin Republic. So I asked ChatGPT to plan a trip to Benin Republic for me for under $200. On first feedback, ChatGPT had told me that it is highly unlikely to plan such a trip for under $200 as airfare alone would cost more than that. Well, ChatGPT probably doesn't know that I can get there by road and it only takes me 3 hours from Lagos. So I had to give it more information to work with, excluding flights and assuming I am already in Benin Republic. And I decided to now give it figures to plan the trip for 4 days, and it came up with an actual itinerary. Do you think ChatGPT can replace tour operators and tour guides? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be sharing my thoughts at the end of this video. ChatGPT did its thing, which is very weird because I feel like I'm going on a blind date and I don't know what to expect, but I'm ready for the adventure. I hope it's going to be fun. Without further ado, let's get to a ride and get the adventure started.
And so this is Semeboda. Nothing will happen. Because Semeboda, open your eye well.
Shine your eye.
Shine your eye.
After driving for 2 hours through Badagry and a whole lot of checkpoints, we finally arrived Benin Republic, and all we needed at the border was a passport and a yellow fever card. Before officially handing this trip over to ChatGPT, first I must exchange some money and buy a SIM card.
So I just converted Nigerian currency into CFA. This thing you're looking at in my hand is 70,000 naira. It gave me 56,000 CFA. Bro, damn, Nigeria, nice one. Nice economic steez. So technically this is $100. Let's see how far this money will take us.
While buying a SIM card, I was starting to get hungry. I saw this woman selling local food called tuwo, so I decided to get some to try it out. me well enough, you know that I like food, and when I travel, I like to try out what the locals are having.
Food here looks, I mean, this is the real street food, so I want to try this. I'm about to try this, but I don't know how to talk it. I don't speak French, and I'm still like a learner on Duolingo, so let's see.
This is our itinerary for day 1. My search for a budget accommodation led me to a place called Midouble.
This is what it looks like outside. So just as CHAT GPT said.
And this is what it looks like inside. I'll tell you how much this apartment costs once we are done with the tour. It's looking really good for a cheap budget apartment. It has nice sofas. Even while I was booking, I was really skeptical. I had to message the host to be sure they had air conditioning in the apartment. And this walkway here leads straight to the kitchen. It has a microwave, a couple of plates, some cooking utensils, and this refrigerator. And that's the apartment manager just laying the bed when we got there. There's also a room here, and it has an AC as well.
The only thing I don't understand in this place is, this is the bedroom, right? And this is the kitchen.
I would love to know what they were thinking when they thought this was a good idea. This Airbnb comes in at a nightly rate of $21, $1 more than CHAT GPT's recommendation. Let me know what you think of this apartment in the comments. Personally, I think it's a very good deal for that price. Remember our local food? I tried it and this was how it felt.
This is tasting somewhere like bitter leaf. And but this is not salmon. This is tuwo. I used to think tuwo is a Hausa people food or something. This thing is bitter. But I feel like I'm eating healthy food, so I'm going to finish this.
Because it is bitter.
We also got to see more of the city while riding around in this tricycle.
We're gonna take a ride in this. How do you feel, bro?
I actually feel good.
This is, you're not a tourist, you're a traveler. Yes. Life of a traveler. CHAT GPT. We are now at Dantopa Market. Like, this is probably the biggest market in Ghana. I was about to say Ghana. In the Republic of Benin, Cotonou. So let's see what this market has to offer. Excusez-moi. I don't sabi French. CHAT GPT, I don't know what exactly you brought me here to see. We are on a budget and you brought me to a market to buy something or what. Anyway, I'm just going to take a walk around this market and hopefully nothing catches my eye.
I explored the food segment of this market. This part of the market is accessible by boats, which gives fishing communities a direct transportation to the market.
We're trying to buy something here, but the language is finishing us.
Language barrier.
You see this man here? He has been studying French on Duolingo for like 4 years now. But they speak too fast. He still doesn't.
Too far, but if they write, I can.
You can read it. Me, I have a 80-day streak on Duolingo. I'm learning French. I know
Not
bonjour,
missing out again.
I know ça va, and I know au revoir. Good job to me. So, CHAT GPT, thank you for bringing us to this market. CHAT GPT, we are on a budget. You are bringing me to a market. Anyways, we just want to look for something to buy and call it a day. So, day one, CHAT GPT do a great job. I don't think so just yet, but it feels good to be in the market. The market is where it's happening. The market is where everybody is. So we'll call it a day here, and a bientôt. See you tomorrow. Tape rolling. Sorry, see you tomorrow is at demain. A bientôt is see you later. Please give me time. It's small, poco a poco. Okay. See you tomorrow.
I know I already said goodbye twice already in this video, but I met these kids on my way out, which happened to be the highlight of my day. Like, these kids followed me and they really wanted to be a part of my video, and this guy behind us here also trying to get in the video, and they kept following me, so I told them to chill. And their cuteness cost me 250 sefa. They left a mark on us and definitely made our day better with their laughter and their smile. The day was officially over, and I ended it with this meal that cost me 800 sefa. Today we are taking a shared taxi to Wida, visiting the slave routes and exploring the sacred forest of Pasay before returning to Cotonou.
We're at Dantopo Market, and we're about to take a shared cab with some of our buddies to Wida. So our driver is taking us to see the slave cemetery.
While exploring the slave trade routes, I came across a mass grave where many slaves who were not fit to continue the journey were buried. This mass grave stands as a memorial to everyone who lost their lives here during the transatlantic slave trade era. And the monument depicts how the slaves were stacked upon one another.
How does being here make you feel, seeing this?
Emotional.
Emotional, yeah? Slavery was an era.
I also found this tree right outside this building where slaves were stored, and the slaves were made to go around this tree 3 times to make them forget their roots and origin. And it is said that 2 people were buried under this tree, a male and a female. The fruit of the tree is also believed to have body enhancing abilities.
Okay, so this fruit, I don't know if I should call it a fruit, is from this tree, and it is said that it can increase your breasts, your yash, your ass, or your manhood.
For the BBL ladies.
Yeah, you don't need BBL. It is in Africa.
I finally arrived at the door of no return, but it was inaccessible. As you can see, there's a barrier around it. But I was, however, able to visit the door of return, which was built at a later year by the missionaries after the abolition of slave trade. The door of no return was the end of the road for enslaved Africans on their way to Europe. Once they made it there, it was certain that they were never coming back.
My final touch point for day 2 was to visit the Python temple. CHAT GPT had told me to visit the temple on day 1, but I realized it was in Wida. I decided to visit on day 2 while I was out exploring Wida. Wida has so much voodoo presence. I would like to refer to it as the voodoo capital of Benin Republic. Over here, they worship the snakes, they don't eat them, and it is an abomination to eat the snakes. The snakes are so free here that when they even leave the temple, they are returned by the villagers. And the most fascinating thing for me was to find out that there was a church right opposite the Python temple. We are now at the Python temple, but do you know what's interesting? There's a church just opposite it, right behind it. That's like in front of it. That's the church, and this is the Python temple. And these people, they are together in peace and harmony. I love it. I have never held a snake before, but today I have to hold one and wrap one around my neck because the people of Wida believe it gives protection.
How was it? How was the feeling?
It was more cold.
I can't look down. Nah. Okay, I feel like a king now.
You don't move. No, you don't move.
The bush park.
Enough, oh. That's enough, oh. Makes sense.
I just want to scare me fast. I don't look down.
I mean, it's good that they don't bite, so
Why don't they bite?
what's the problem? Okay, Richard, yeah. Oh, Richard, why are you sweating? Nexy. Richard is sweating already.
Richard also gave it a try, and you could tell he was freezing on the spot.
Oh my god. This is crazy.
Check that out!
This is crazy. I'm sweating.
Richard,
What I did it. Yes.
yes.
That's like the first time in my life I'm having this very close contact with a snake.
We had to take off our shoes before going into the snake chambers. This is where the snakes are kept, and this is where you would come to make a prayer, make a wish from the deity or the voodoo. Another thing travel has taught me is to be open-minded, embrace the locality and the distinctiveness of every place that I visit. And I'm super excited to know that here in Benin Republic, they are not losing the touch of history to civilization.
So, that was a quick one. I'm really sweating, and we've come to the end. Really sweating. So, Richard, how was that experience?
Well, it was nice. It was nice. It was not that bad. I really enjoyed it.
This
Stick was on my neck,
This
man.
was a very good experience, you know. I didn't expect it to be so
You didn't take pictures
enlightening.
of me with this.
Visiting Wida was an enlightening trip for me, as I actually learned a lot and realized that snakes are not really bad animals after all. They probably just have bad PR. Let me know what you think of Chat GPT's recommendation for day 2.
You're a demigod.
While I was in the snake temple, I made a wish for at least 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. Please hit the subscribe button to make that happen. After an exciting day exploring Wida, I arrived Cotonou only to find out that there was no electricity in my apartment. I reached out to the Airbnb host and he told me that I had to buy my own electricity. I've never had to pay for electricity before at any Airbnb, and this was a first. The apartment manager wasn't at the facility at the time, so we had to step out. We were lucky enough to find someone from Nigeria who lived next door. He helped us get the credit we needed, and we ended up spending 10,000 CFA on electricity.
We were finally able to buy lights. Merci.
Thank you very much.
I'm the captain now, and I'm in charge of this boat. And I'm taking you guys with me to Ganvie.
A beautiful day. And today, ChatGPT is leading us to
Venice of Africa.
The Venice of Africa. Can't wait to see you.
This is our itinerary for today. We will be visiting Ganvie, one of Africa's largest lake settlements. The journey begins with a motorcycle ride to Lake Nukwe, where we will get a boat to take us to the village.
Merci. You guys speak English? For this kind of boats, it's more expensive than this kind of boats. I don't think I want to be on this boat because this boat will take about 2 hours to get there, but this will get there in 1 hour. So we'll be going with these boats. So now, she's learning English on Duolingo and I'm learning French on Duolingo. So now, because of Duolingo, j'ai parlé français un petit peu.
Me, I speak English
Small, yeah.
My name is,
You live in
Benin. My name is Jennifer.
And you?
Nice to meet you.
Ah, that's good. You already know how to converse. Nice. So you just continue. Maybe next time I come, my French will be better and your English will be better too. Okay. So, CHAT GPT told us to come here and explore.
For 5,050 CFA, I got a tour guide and a boat, but sadly our tour guide spoke only French and I was unable to understand most of what he was saying, so we had to rely on translators to get information across. It was an awesome experience for me because not understanding what he was saying and still trying to communicate in the best way possible made the trip really memorable for me, and he actually did his best to make sure he communicated every necessary information and detail that was required.
So I don't know what Richard is trying to ask Hussein, but a lot is going on between them and Google Translator.
You probably wonder what my French sounds like because I keep saying I've been learning French on Duolingo all through this video. Well, here you go.
This is our tour guide. Hello, tour guide. You speak French? Tu parles français? Comment tu t'appelles?
Moi, c'est Toussaint.
Toussaint? Toussaint, enchanté. Je m'appelle Chéon. Je vais Ganvie. So the translation of what he typed for me is it's Torsant. You know the translation is a little bit, but can pick the points. We just left the abyss here, Kala, and the distance that separates us from Calavi to Ganvie is 4 kilometers to go and 4 kilometers back, and the tour is 8 kilometers. And we crossed the largest in Benin, and its lake, I think it's talking about the area, is 35,000 hectares, and the main activity is the fish farming that you observe by the side. Bonjour. Ça va? That's like a personal car.
Ganvie is a lake settlement with more than 35,000 inhabitants. They live and breathe suspended on the lake. Their major occupation is fishing, and the children go to school right here in the community. They have their own religious houses, hospitals, pharmacies, and even hotels. The sun began to set and we embarked on our journey back to land in Calavi so we could get back to Cotonou before it gets too dark. I had such an amazing time here in Ganvie. This seems to be my favorite CHAT GPT recommendation. I'll be putting up a longer video on the channel on Ganvie showing more details about my experience, so don't forget to turn on post notifications so you'll be the first to know once the video drops on the channel.
We are back to land. How was your experience? Very nice experience. Would you do this again? I think I would actually do this again, and I'm very sure I'll have an amazing time here again. So CHAT GPT, nice one.
On getting to Cotonou that night, I went to chill out with my new friends in the community, Mama and Toib. I told them I was going to visit Abomey the following day. I told them about my previous experiences. They told me that they know some cooler spots where I could go to instead of visiting Abomey. For the 4th day, I'll be checking out the locals' recommendations for places to visit and stuff to see in Benin Republic. I'll be wrapping up with CHAT GPT here, and in my next video I'm going to be showing you the locals recommendations. So turn on post notifications and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it when the video drops. So now let's check out how much we spent for the 3 days following CHAT GPT's recommendation. On day 1 we spent $87. On day 2 we spent $25. Day 3 we spent $16, and we spent $17 on electricity, making a total of $145 for the entire 3 days. So even if we were to go on to the 4th day, I'm positive that would still be below $200. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.